Hey yo, what's good, peeps? It's your boy J Rock. Today we got a 1989 Toyota 4Runner, and I'm gonna show you guys really quick how I set up my push to start. This guy here, smart system. Engine start with an RF chip. Alright, get your pair of RF chips, got your starter button, got your main brain module, and the rest of it is all UN wiring. So this is how it went down. Once you remove the under part of your dash cluster, you get all up in these wires, which is the ignition switch. Right, so that there stays on the ACC position always, and you're supposed to break a key in there and leave it in there, which is a bit crazy if you ask me, but whatever. That's what they asked for, and that's what I did. Luckily, my key was already broken in there, so this was my fix rather than buying the whole entire ignition replacement. I thought this would be a lot more fun. So, pay attention real quick. This is how it goes. Alright, you got your accessory blue wire from the main aftermarket brain, and it goes into the blue with the red stripe wire on your accessory. You have to completely cut it off, the switch, because this provides power all the time when the ACC is on. So you leave your ACC on, you cut the power completely off, and now you don't have to drain your battery or worry about draining your battery, and you wire it to that blue wire. And then you got your constant power, which is your red, and it goes to the black with the red stripe on the ignition harness. You can see it right there. Oh, and by the way, the ignition harness is the black one next to that big blue one on your steering wheel column. Next is your ground wire. It's a black one, obviously. I grounded it out straight to the metal. Next, we got the accessory wires. This truck doesn't have a second ignition, or ignition wires, excuse me, but the module provides two ignition wires. Ignition 1 and ignition 2. Ignition 2 shuts off when the starter is being activated, I guess. Ignition 1 stays on. I have two ignition 1s in this truck, which is a black and yellow, or black with yellow stripe, if you're pointing at it right there. You can see it where the white wire goes into. And then I have a second ignition, but it doesn't shut off when I started. It stays on, so that powers my fuel pump and whatever else is wired to that wire. So I had to run my ignition 1 that stays on to both these wires, so I split it, and I cut my brown wire off the harness here, and I left it out and taped it up because I don't need it from the module. You can see the brown wire right here is not being used. Only the white wire is being used, and that white wire has been split off, and I've tapped it into both the brown with the white stripe and the black with the yellow stripe. Very important. You gotta remember that, otherwise your truck will only crank and it will never start because the fuel pump and possibly the igniter outside or your coil might not be energized or activated or whatever you want to call it. So very important. Those two wires are ignition 1. Black with yellow stripe, brown with white stripe. Moving on. Starter cable would be your yellow one, and that would go directly into the starter side of the switch on the black with a white stripe. And that does it for the main harness. Now we gotta wire our foot brake, which comes out of that little tiny plug, and you only use the blue one. The brown one isn't used, at least not in this application. And I ran it to the foot brake plug, which is right there, and it goes to the green with white stripe wire, which is a positive output that feeds the signal to the brain that tells it that your foot brake is being activated, so your starter solenoid or your starter will ignite. After that, you got your starter button that wires directly into the back of that, which I am going to plug in a minute. And then you got your RF reader, which you can hide wherever you want. That's your choice, your decision. Nobody needs to know, because that activates the whole entire system with that little blue RF chip. So you wave it over that first, beeps twice, and then you can start it. And I'm going to show you that right now because I am already done installing it. So give me a second. Okay, so with the accessory on position, accessory position, I'm sorry, not on, but ACC, with the piece of key broken inside, you gotta take your RF reader, beeps twice. Because mine is stick shift, I have to hold the clutch and the brake, and I go ahead and hit my starter button, and we have life. What's really cool about it is that the button stays on. It gives you a nice little Euro, modern, whatever you want to call it, look. And there you have it. Complete install in a few minutes. I hope this helps. Any questions, drop them on the comment box. Peace. Back here.